Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 14 of my favorite 30 drummers of all time. Yes, that's right. We're counting down each and every day. Here this month in November, 30 of our favorite drummers across all genres, all up for grabs, ranking them as we like them. So many great drummers, right? So many great ones that won't quite make my list. We'll do that at the end of the month and do some honorable mentions. But for today's pick, this is a guy that I've had the good fortune of seeing live a few times, and man, is he impressive! This is a guy who can rock out, but man, he is so funky. He is so groovy. He can do straight jazz. He can do funk. He can do kind of like Latin type stuff. He can do straight up fusion, obviously, as well. Let me bring to the table the one, the only Mr. Dennis Chambers. Yes, indeed. So good. Man, there's no, I've seen him playing with Santana. I've seen him with Niacin. I've seen him with Mike Stern. God, have I seen him more than that? Possible, because he's played with everybody. But every time he's like another one of those drummers. Again, I've said this a million times already, but I tend to focus on the guitar player, especially when I go see bands live. But man, when Dennis Chambers is up there playing with someone, you can't take your eyes off the guy. He doesn't play with a gigantic kit. What he's got, he gets so much out of. I love that. And he's just so fast with like minimal movement, right? He just barely moves his body and he's just his wrist and his hands are flying all over the place. Amazing. And man, does he get in the groove. This cat can groove for sure. So let's talk about my three favorite albums from Mr. Dennis Chambers. This was nearly impossible because every album he's played on is all the more better for his drum parts. So here I kind of gravitated towards three records. I wanted to kind of space this out a little bit because I could have obviously picked all three Cab albums. But let's go with the second album, which generally is my favorite. Again, Dennis, along with Bunny Brunell and Tony McAlpine, with some help from Brian Auger on this as well. Just incredible, incredible modern day fusion stuff. And again, this album is damn near 30 years old at this point, almost, right? But incredible, incredible stuff. If you're looking for, if you love the bands, the great fusion bands of the 70s, but you want something a little more on the modern side, it doesn't get much better in the mid late 90s into the early 2000s than Cab. Absolutely stunning stuff. If you think of Tony McAlpine just as a metal shredder, this guy can play fusion, and alongside Bunny Brunell's amazing fretless bass and Dennis Chambers' acrobatic drums, killer album. That's my first pick. Second, I'm going to go Uncle Mo's Space Ranch, the first album from 2001. Some amazing guitar players on here, right? TJ is on here, Brett Garsett's on here. You got Gary Willis on drums. You got Scott Kinsey on keyboards, and in the middle of all of it, Dennis Chambers. Uncle Mo's Space Ranch. It's funky, it's groovy, it's proggy, it's fusiony. It's kind of jammy as well. Killer record. They did another album as well, which I like this one the best. This is really good, but man, amazing guitar interplay, and just Dennis is just absolutely blazing on this whole album. So good. And my pick number three, I'm gonna go with again. I was trying to pick an album. There's so many. I had so many up for grabs, but I really like his playing on this album that I'm going to talk about here. This is John McLaughlin and Company, The Heart of Things. Again, it's McLaughlin, absolute legend, and I think Chambers has done some great work with John McLaughlin over the years. Like the Free Spirits band, just so good. Again, maybe not as intense in spots as the other two releases that I talked about, but here they're bringing all sorts of different influences into the game. It's and just really knocking it out of the park here. They have a live album that came out, I guess, shortly before this that is also really great if you want to hear this particular band just burning it up live in concert. Just tremendous stuff. As far as my favorite performance, again, how do you choose from a guy who's just done so many great things? But I wanted to give some love to this band that he played with for a few years, and that they haven't done anything in quite a while. But that band is Niacin. Okay, this is, of course, John Novello on organ and piano, Billy Sheehan on bass, and Dennis Chambers on drums. And I'm going to go with Swing, Swang, Swung from the album Deep that you see here. just absolutely terrific. And that's one of the things I like so much about Dennis Chambers is this guy can swing. And this track, you got the organ, you got Billy Sheehan's really busy muscular bass. It's a really cool trio. And then Dennis just doing his thing underneath. It's just so good. And it kicks off this album in a great way. It's a really good album. All the niacin stuff is great. If you've never heard it, if you want to hear like what a totally kicked up on steroids organ trio can sound like in the hands of three masters, Niacin is the band for you. And I saw them in Nearfest many, many years ago, and I was completely blown away. I'm a big Sheehan fan for one. I love organ. Novello's organ is so good. And then you add Dennis Chambers to this trio. It's just like it's mind-boggling stuff. But yeah, definitely, definitely check out this album and specifically Swing, Swang, Swung, kickoff track on this particular album. And let's bring Dennis to the stage one last time. There he is for today. My pick for today, pick number 14, Dennis Chambers. Yeah, he could have ranked higher, right? As far as like just technical ability and that, he's one of the greats. But just the fact that he made my top 15, I think he's to me, he's one of the legends of all time in the drum world. So that's my pick for today. Let us know what you think of Dennis Chambers as well as your pick for today, pick number 14. And we'll see you tomorrow for number 13. Till then, visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also, down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options. Thank you in advance for all your support there. You know who you are. It's always very much appreciated. And we'll see you soon here with more stuff ranking the albums of Steve Hillage coming up in just a little bit. Till then. I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.